Okay, people.
Okay.
Let's flip the switch and be actual people now. Because we were just chatting for a while, just chilling. Now we're on podcast mode. So yeah, you go.
What do you
Say
do to
something.
switch into podcast mode? I feel like we're
I
both
definitely,
still like...
I know. I'm not yet in podcast mode, even though the podcast has
ready.
started. But I feel like before when I press record, I like do a little jump. And then
So you do a little jump.
it's internal.
Oh. I'm ready.
Did you ever watch Raven as a kid?
Yes. Love that TV
I'm ready.
show.
Me too.
It's so good. Although people get it confused when I mention it now, because there was a British TV show called like The Raven, which was like kids had to do all sorts of kind of like, I don't know, like quests. So I'd be like, oh, did you ever watch Raven? And people would be like, yeah, I love that guy. And I'm like, no, wrong one.
No, the black
You've got
woman.
mega into... You know, they did it again. There's a new season on Disney.
Are you kidding?
And she's like an adult with a kid, I think, or her friend had the kid.
But it's not Raven Baxter.
Yeah,
is that her real name? Raven Simone.
Yeah, she
Raven
is
Baxter
her.
It
is her.
What?
Yes. I watched it recently. It's not as good though. Or maybe it was never that good, but I was a kid, so I didn't notice. I don't know. I used to love it. And it wasn't
that she had she went back to Disney then, this woman?
I think so. But there was going to be a new season of Lizzie McGuire as well.
Hilary Duff can never leave.
Yeah, and then she decided to like not do it because she was like, Lizzie would be more adult than this. Like, let's be real. Like, she's gonna have different problems to like.
Oh, you're so in the know about all Disney. Are you doing okay?
Love it. I actually don't know why. I know this much about it. I just used to love those programs. Anyway.
I do the same thing that I've been doing to my students that I've been working with. Like, as soon as I was saying that I'm doing the same thing to you where I'm like interrupting you and being like, okay, next. I hate when I do that to people because it's me really just being insecure, and like I'll do it to my students. I have to call on the phone all the time, and the moment they like have a bout of silence, they're usually about to say something, but I'm like, okay, great. So like, let's talk about
I have so much more Disney related content, everyone. Strap in. This is the podcast. At least you've known me long enough now though that if I wanted to go back, I'd be like, wait, I have a lot more to tell you.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Okay. Weekly wrap.
Okay, you can intro. Okay. Yeah, well, weekly wrap. Well, this is my Christmas jumper. That's probably the most exciting thing that's happening for me this week.
Same.
Found it in my sister's cupboard. What have I done?
I was playing the Charlie Brown Christmas album last night.
You're already playing Christmas albums?
I was playing Christmas music in September. I'm not usually that person, but it's been a year.
Yeah, it's been a year. Yeah. Well, one of the things that we've decided to do, because we want to make like winter during probable lockdown nicer, is to like celebrate basically every single holiday we can possibly find. So we've written down like a whole list of like we're gonna do Halloween, bonfire night. I don't know how you pronounce it, but there's a Buddhist holiday called like Bodhi or Bodhi Day, Bodhi Day, and Hanukkah and Christmas, and just like, you know,
I love it. Even the religions that don't pertain to you.
Yeah, Diwali is a good way of like learning and eating interesting foods. And
October 14th is a great day.
What day is that? What's that? What day is it? What is it?
So perfect. First, it's a couple. National Dessert Day. Make me cake. Then National Pet Obesity Day. And guess what dog is the poster child?
Oh, I think golden retriever. Is it a pug?
It's a pug. Which is Hannah's like favorite dog, everybody. Just so everyone knows. It's not, but it's like your go-to.
Oh, it's my favorite, but I don't condone the like flat face.
Yesterday, you're not going to be celebrating.
Maybe. That sounds like a great idea. So yeah, I've written all those out. We're going to do... Have you ever celebrated bonfire night?
Never. Which really surprises me because I've like...
Yeah.
So many British friends. Really surprising,
Thanksgiving as well. That's one that we're gonna do together.
Yeah, and actually, Sade and Law are coming over to my apartment for the week, so they might still be asleep when we chat. Or
I think we should chat the weekend though, so that I can talk to you for like longer, because we have to talk every day at about 4:00 for about an hour, which is my 4, your 8. So I reckon weekend.
Yeah, weekend.
Longer chat.
We already planned it. It's in the Google Cal. Come on. Joe is invited.
Look at the Google Cal.
You are not in charge of household organization.
I know. I'm just like, yeah, let's do fun stuff. Okay, someone else do it. Yeah, so that's my weekly wrap.
Okay.
What have you been doing?
I've been, my novelty thing of the week, 2 weeks is like going to the gym. I signed up for a gym membership. This year's always like a transition because I go from like working out outside to like working out inside, and at first it's like really fun, and then it gets kind of dull after a little while, and then the sky is turning, so it gets darker earlier.
Yeah, same.
So yeah, but wrap, I don't know. I've been working a lot.
Did you go to your book club?
Read the book.
Yeah.
And I have another book for this book club on my thing, and I can't get myself to read that one. I did read the other one, which is like it's like a rare thing for me, and I didn't RSVP fast enough to get in.
Have you RSVP'd now?
Well, they do it like 3 days before, so I thought I could just do it like the day before.
That's so cheeky. Well,
so
I guess
cheeky.
If loads of people want to do it. What book are you reading now then?
It's a book about Ted Bundy and this woman who was like looking after him, which it's funny that I'm not into it yet because I like love that story. I just think it's wild.
I love that story.
Well, it's just, I could go on, but it's just like confidence. This man was just charismatic and confident, and he got away with murdering how many people because he like convinced people that he was a good person. Sounds like a familiar narrative, just saying. But let's move on. This week has been just a lot of work and a lot of I did carve a pumpkin. I think that was my highlight of the week.
Oh really yeah, that was so cute. Yeah. They're really small. How big is it? Isn't it like
He's
Dinky?
tiny.
That's a word I've learned about recently. Dinky in the UK is like cute but small, and apparently in the US it's like not a nice word.
Dinky.
It's like gross small.
Dinky. I don't know. He's from Jersey. I feel like my accent really comes out on that word.
Your accent comes out on like new words that like I'll be like, do you have this word? And you have to say it in the Jersey accent to be like, is that a word I know? No, I don't know that word. Like, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I really want to just know if my accent, what the hell is my accent? I want to know if he really loves me.
You sound just like generic American to me.
So is yours.
Yeah. That's what my sister always says. She's like, we're just like average British accent. Like, there's so many British accents though. Yeah, just average. Anyway.
All right, let's get into it.
Shall we get to the topic?
So what's the title?
So we decided days and days ago, planning on our content calendar. The title. The subject matter is transitional periods of life, and the other subject matter is how to deal with them or deal with a funk.
Yeah.
And how transitional periods suck more specifically, right? Largely because we were going to talk about travel, and then we were like, meh. We're both in transitional periods. Let's just moan about that for an hour on the podcast instead.
This is just our excuse to talk.
Yeah.
Okay. So transitional periods. I feel like I was going into this in my weekly wrap, and that's why I wasn't like able to. I wanted to like save stuff for the podcast instead of going into it in the weekly wrap. Yeah, but the first factor I think is like how to get out of a funk is like well, first of all, we wanted this podcast because we're both in a bit of a funk, I think. And talking about the seasons changing and the light changing, I think like that's such a huge factor that I forget about every single year of like everything changes. Like my diet changes. I don't really want to eat like my typical whatever I eat anymore. Now I want to eat soups, but I don't even know what's in season yet. Like I don't even know what I want to eat. I don't know where to work out or when, because I'm not working out outside anymore. And like, what is my routine? Because it gets darker earlier, you know, like it's all this stuff that's changing. And like, I think that it's just me, but it's just the environment as well. And I guess like how to get out of a funk, tip number one would be recognizing that it's just a transition. And I feel like I want to write down every year, like what do I do? I mean, no, I kind of know at this point. Like I eat more soups in the winter. I like need to like start thinking about that. I like go to the gym in the winter. And then I don't know, nothing else changes in terms of my routine except that night comes sooner and it makes me a little bit sadder.
Yeah, I feel like we both actually deal with this period of the year similarly, in that like so many people on my Instagram and like on social media are like, oh, it's autumn or fall, I love it, look at the changing colors and everything's amazing. And I'm like really enjoying the like oranges and reds and purples and stuff, but the fact that it's getting darker and colder, I just like walk outside and I'm like, oh my god, it like really hits me so much harder than I think it does. And just like the grimness of the sky and the fact that it's constantly raining, that I think one of my major things is to stay warm. This time of year I don't go out with warm enough coats.
No, me neither. I have nothing warm.
Freezing.
And my roommate was like, you're going out, we went out for coffee yesterday and she was like, you're going out in shorts and you're cold all the time, are you crazy? Now it's actually cold, like why are you? And I was like, actually, kind of to counter your point, like when I know it's going to be cold outside, it's almost like I'm better in my shorts because I'm braced for it. Whereas I get mad in the summer when it's cold. And why is it cold? It is the summer.
Yeah, this sucks. Yeah. No, but I often find myself like wearing like a kind of like thinnish jumper because it's quite warm, and then going outside and being like, no, I'm totally off here. I did not know what the weather was doing. That's a funny thing about you though, is kind of relevant to travel, is you always pack for the season that you're currently in rather than the season that you're going to.
It's so
we end up in places with Edwina being like, oh, can I borrow your jumper? I'm freezing.
Well, this is my roommate's.
Oh, is it really? Oh.
Speaking of.
There you go.
Yeah, so anyway, it's not just you, it is the environment. I think that is step one to getting out of a funk for me. Step two.
But what if it isn't the environment? What if it's just...
I don't know. You go. Is that your step two?
Step number two, I would say, I was actually chatting to Nelly, who writes the blog posts for Au Pair Paris, if you want to check those out.
She's awesome.
And she was saying how she's recently moved to Madrid and she's kind of like also in a transit, or she didn't use the word transitional period, and I was like, this is what Edwina and I call it. We call it a transitional period. And I was like saying, you feel sad and like a bit lonely when you're going through it, even though you know you may have chosen to do it, like you moving all the way to the other side of the country. And you have to kind of notice that, like you said a minute ago, and also be kind to yourself. I would say just like let yourself be. Oh no. Sorry,
what does that mean to you, to be kind to yourself?
I would say just like literally like taking the pressure off myself and allowing myself to, if I want to spend the day like on my own reading a book, just doing that, rather than thinking like, oh, I should be out like socializing, or I should be out doing this and that and this and just this and that and this. And, you know, really enjoy the things that you know you're going to enjoy, like have a hot shower, have a hot chocolate. Everything in my sentence of vocab this week is hot. Be hot, be warm. And read and, you know, do those kind of like really nice things, like go for a coffee and treat yourself to like really enjoyable things that you probably wouldn't normally do.
That's true. I've been very kind to myself the last couple weeks. I've been like, and that means for me, like, I'm going to just do whatever I want, eat whatever I want. Yesterday, I had a donut for breakfast, muffin for lunch, candy corn for snack, and then yogurt covered pretzels for dinner.
I'm always amazed because you always manage to keep the exercise up. Because when I'm being kind to myself, I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna do the old exercise thing, and then it takes me so long to get back into it, and I like fall in and out of it. Whereas you are so consistent with like go to the gym or go for a run or like get up and do something active.
I definitely wasn't exercising for a bit, like a couple weeks ago, but I really can't not for like 1 week. Like I feel really crummy if I don't exercise, and
Crummy.
that's like,
you've been watching Bake Off.
crummy. Oh my
That's
gosh.
such a British word.
Is it?
I thought. I don't know. Maybe it's not. But carry on.
This is the problem. Yeah. I never know. Oh gosh.
I'm
crummy.
so British now.
I feel shit. Yeah, when I don't go to the gym, and I think it's just like habit because I grew up with so many sports and stuff that it's just like, it's really, I mean, transitioning into step 3 of getting out of a funk, I would say not only be kind to yourself, but also distract yourself. And for me, gym is very much like my distraction. Yes, at times is being kind to myself, but for me, it is way more of a distraction of like, I don't want to sit in my house all day. What can I do to like do something? And it's usually just going to the gym because that's like the cheapest option. So I'll like go and like do whatever you want. And you're welcome.
I'm gonna take that advice. But like, how are you finding going to the gym, with COVID and stuff? Like, are you having to like keep distance, and like, is it scary? Or
I have to like wash everything down and like wear my mask the whole time and things. It's not scary for me, although I know gyms in France have just been closed down again, so I don't know if that'll happen here. I don't think it will, given how we are managing. But it's fine. Like, I'm very risk non-averse, so
that's true.
I'm non-averse to risk, right? Like I'm non-averse to risk, because averse to risk is I'm averse to risk is like I don't want to take risks, whereas I'm
much more risk averse than you.
Yeah. In fact, I'm like, there's a gym nearby,
and I'm like, I don't know if I want to go.
I was managing my investments, and I had to take a survey, and they're like, okay, you are aggressive risker. I'm like, yeah.
With money, I'm actually quite an aggressive risker, which I think is because of you. So when I lose all my money, I'm going to come back to you and be like, I remember we had so many like useful conversations when I first started investing. I'm just like, put it on the highest. Like, put it on the highest.
Throw it up there. I got my whole life to make up for this.
Oh, that's true.
But yeah,
you don't seem to have mask knee though, which is
no. You know what? When you first brought it up, that's why I immediately looked to my cheek, because if you haven't been following me, you wouldn't know either, because I never talk about this on camera. But I have had the worst acne. I was actually rewatching our videos from like when we were filming when I lived in the suburbs of Paris, and like I had acne, or no, even in North Carolina when we filmed, I had acne like on my forehead, and I just don't have it anymore. Like my skin is pretty clear.
Yeah, your skin looks really good.
Yay!
Wow. What's your secret then?
My secret is drugs.
I'm like covered in concealer.
Drugs.
Actually behind the mic. What drugs are you using?
There's this company called Curology in the States, and it's like $30 a month. And you basically get like a dermatologist making your own like thing for you.
Wow.
So it's like you strip your routine of everything else and you just use their cleanser. Oh my gosh, I keep poking this. I'm so sorry, buddy. You just use their cleanser, and then at night you use like their medicine, and then you do moisturizer. And then, you do that twice a day, medicine only once a day. And then if it doesn't work, you send pictures of like your progress to the dermatologist. Isn't that great?
That's
it's
incredible.
Like I have like my own fancy doctor in my house.
Wow. That is just, whoever invented that is a genius.
I know.
How much is it? Is it expensive?
30 quid a month.
That is not bad.
I know. It's so American, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm going to look that up now though and be like, British version of this. I'm sure there will be one. But that's so cool. Anyway, I'm like astounded because like you were struggling and I didn't know that.
I know. No, this morning I was like, wow, actually I haven't recognized that I've made so much progress. It's not an issue anymore, really. Ugh.
So
anyway, back on the podcast.
Transitional period, though. I feel like that, and also, by the way, that was not sponsored, unfortunately, because I would like some of that action.
That would have been such a natural advertisement in the middle of the podcast. Oh, and you know, how's your acne?
Yeah, but it was relevant as well.
It was.
Missed a trick.
But anyway, distractions. Yeah, I've joined so many clubs as well to distract myself. I'm in the circus. I do dance. I'm doing a tap class.
Yeah.
A lot of things. So.
But even just things like, I know I keep harping on about this, but like reading, Netflix, like those things also just help so much. Yeah. My fourth point before we get to I feel like circus and dance comes very well after this point, is like recognizing when you need to start doing stuff again, though, like a bit, and only do fun things, you know. So rather than doing like distractions for me are things like TV, calling friends, calling family, like reading a book, starting like, you know, an art project that, oh, it's a really nice rainbow, starting an art project and things like that I like doing. And then I have to recognize, okay, I've been doing all this stuff to be nice to myself. Now I've got to like get on and do things that I actually want to do, you know. So that would be like dance, gym, or gym I guess counts as like being nice to yourself in the other way, because I have to kind of sit down and like talk to myself and be like, you gotta start getting on with things now.
I feel like what you're saying is not so much like you're going from being kind to yourself to
being mean to myself.
A little bit. You're like kind of like, you're kind of like, okay, recognizing that you went through a transitional period and then being like, okay, that's enough.
Not even just like enough, but like, that's like, it's time to get on with things now, and you can fall back and still do the other stuff, but and try and still be nice to yourself, but like get on with like seeing, because when I first moved to Paris, I like had a couple of friends in the first few months, and then I think it got to Christmas and I was like, right, I need to like get on and turn this into the best year of my life, which I'd always planned for it to be, rather than kind of being a bit like sad and spending loads of evenings like talking to friends at home on the phone, and then I met you.
Was Paris the best year of your life?
I feel like it was one of the most what's the word, like awful, the most
worst year.
When you like grow and develop, it was the most one of those words. How do you say that?
You grow and develop?
Yeah, it was the most
transitional
development. Yeah, maturing. Something like that. The word will come to me later.
I know, I feel like it's there. But that's,
if you know the word, put it in the comments. Yeah, and then I met you, which like our friendship has, you know, persisted. So as hard as that year was, it was also one of the
no, that's a good point too. And I went through the same thing of like, my funk in Paris definitely happened at Christmas time or whatever. I just was like miserable because I just wasn't having it with the friends that I had made. And then I got to a point where I was just like, this is unacceptable. Like, I need to be happier. Like, there's something that I can do. And like recognizing that you are in control of how you think about it and how you react is important. Yeah. And then even like going so far as to taking out your journal and writing out what the things that are not serving you, the things that are making you sad, and then the things that can change that and make it better.
That's a good point onto itself. Onto. I feel like I just wiped like loads of makeup off on my microphone. It's journaling. Journaling's a great one. That I feel like that's always your go-to. That again, you're so good at. I'm so rubbish at it at the moment, though. Oh, I'm always astounded by you.
Am I good at it? Let's read.
Yeah, look, you've got a whole nother.
Let me read on the podcast.
Sorry.
Because this is my other one. Did you see this one?
No. Oh, see, you go through so many more than me. I'm literally still on like I haven't written since like August.
This is I like abandoned this when I still had like 5 pages to go, and I was like, kind of bored of it.
So not you. Who gave you that?
My dad. Oh. And I was like, great, I don't have to pay for a journal.
Yeah. Did he choose it for you?
What?
Did he choose it out for you?
You think my dad bought anything? Yeah. No, my dad is a cheap Brooklyn or Bronx. I keep thinking he's from Brooklyn. He's from the Bronx. No.
Yeah.
But I bought this one. I bought you that one.
You gave me this one. You didn't buy it for me. You bought it for yourself and then decided you didn't like it because it doesn't have lines. I like the little spotty one. That's cute. Yeah, but you're so good. Like, when you
Well,
about
it's
to
because
read
my mind is
lines?
insane. Like during first part of quarantine, I just filled up my studio apartment with Post-its all over the wall. Like,
yeah,
just
we were worried about you then. During lockdown, we did this. I think it was like my boyfriend's sister-in-law. She was in the kitchen with her like newborn baby strapped to her, and she was dancing to techno, and then that became like a bit of a thing over lockdown, and like loads of my boyfriend's family were sending these videos of them dancing in their like kitchens, and what did we call it, like kitchen disco. And then I sent it to Edwina, and then Edwina did one.
Oh yeah.
It's weird because I'm talking to you, but I'm also telling a story that you know. And then yours was great. It was all like actually edited
the video.
So I sent that to everyone.
Barbara Streisand.
In the kitchen on the floor. You made it look like you had like more than just like a few square feet. And I can't remember who it was. I think it was my boyfriend's dad who was like, why does she have loads of Post-its all over the wall? Like, is she okay? Someone said that because Edwina had literally covered her entire wall with like Post-it notes, hadn't you?
Yeah. No.
So that's how to get through a hard time.
Distraction. Honestly, journaling, distraction, write things down. That was my distraction. I was like in the midst of creating this whole new company, which obviously didn't see the light, but it was like a distraction for. Thank God, because I feel like I would have been miserable.
You didn't see the light, but it did like help you guide your career. Yeah, so it was definitely impressive. Yeah, it was a worthwhile project.
Definitely.
Is that another point?
No. Okay, do you want to do a closer? I feel like, how do you get out of a funk? Recognizing that it's the environment, be kind to yourself, distract yourself,
journal,
write things
encourage
down.
yourself to stop,
and then
being a misery
that's it, get on with it.
I would say like things like as well, like that classic, you have to find your own like stress busters as well.
So what part of your funk? I'm sorry, I totally interrupted you.
No, you didn't. I was just gonna say like walk, like go to the gym, like you said, like all these things. There are personal ones that can really help. Like meditation helps so many people, and I just like every time I try it, I just end up standing up angrier than when I first sat down. So like you just have to try everything, don't you? I hate this. This is ridiculous.
So with that said, if those are the steps of the funk, what point of your funk are you at?
Oh, I'm at the be kind to yourself. I've literally spent most of the day reading my book. Yeah. My transitional phases, for anyone that doesn't know, wants to know, moving out of London.
We don't care.
Yeah. Lockdown is probably imminent. So I'm moving out of London, transition. Well, I thought I was going to be there for 4 years, and about 2 weeks ago we decided that we shouldn't stay any longer. So I'm kind of sad about that still. So yeah, just like reading my book basically is the thing that's getting me through at the moment. And just like, doing work, but then making time to do things that I like.
That's
what would you say? Where are you?
I am in the distraction phase, and then I need to like journal more, but I can't figure it out. I feel like the distraction phase for me is like just writing it out, and I think sometimes that's what it is too. You just have to like write out the transition and whatever, but I think I have to like journal a bunch tonight and this week, and then eventually it's so environmental for me too, I think. And eventually I'll get far enough into this like new time zone, new darkness, new rain season that I'm in, and just be able to like snap out of it. I think I'm close, but we'll see. Yeah, our next podcast might be transition number 2.
Yeah. You need to do some fun holidays.
My least favorite holiday is coming up.
Which one's that? Halloween.
Yeah.
Why is that your least favorite?
Because I hated it in college because I hate spending money. And in college, to survive a Halloween weekend, you had to like have 3 costumes. Cause like there's so many parties and stuff. It's so silly.
That's crazy.
But, and then another reason, I freaking bought my Halloween costume last night or the other day on Amazon. And I at first clicked one click to buy thing, bought this, what ended up being a digital product of how to make the costume. It was a video of how to make the costume that I bought for $10.
Oh no.
Who's selling that? That's so rude.
I feel like that.
Then I went out and bought the real thing. That manipulate people into just like clicking buy. Oh my gosh, I was so pissed. But I'm being free to color this year, so I'm excited about that.
Ah, you got the eyebrows. She loved her eyebrows. You know who I think I'm going to be this year, because I have all the costume already. I sent a little picture. You can, but I don't think you're going to get it.
Oh, is it a British person?
No.
Okay.
Well, actually,
it is a British person.
It's a she.
Is it a singer?
No.
Is it like
fictional?
Matilda.
Very close. A character in Matilda.
Is Trunchbull?
Yeah.
That's freaking nice.
I forgot how much you love Matilda. How weird.
That's crazy.
I can't believe you got that. I literally was like, you are never going to get this. I know. I forgot.
That's freaking insane.
Matilda. Did you get Matilda from fictional British character? I guess, you know.
Oh my gosh. Let's end the podcast here. I am on cloud 9. The funk is over.
Fixed it. That is why we wanted to have this conversation party today, so we could leave and then be like,
better.
Shake it out.
Oh my gosh.
It's hurt from laughing.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Oh my gosh. That's going to be our little
reaction to getting video. It. For anyone that couldn't see, Edwina just flopped onto the bed in I don't know, in proudness. What is the word? Oh,
pride.
I can't words today. Pride. And proudness. Okay. Yeah, we should end there. I'm so impressed that you got that. I'm gonna send you this little picture now, and maybe we'll post our costumes on
great
Instagram.
Idea. I'm so happy for you. Okay, thanks for listening to this podcast.
Bye.
Bye everyone. Put your comments below and questions. We love you. Bye.